welcome back to the Everything Goes podcast with your host, TAK. A weekly podcast with the latest sports news, the hottest of the hot takes, and the best predictions you can get. Now, Chris, Case, take it away.
Darren Rizzi is here to save the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints are going to win games with Darren Rizzi, whether you want to believe it or not. The streets are partying right now in New Orleans as Dennis Allen gets the boot. Welcome back, guys. Episode 207. Hope you guys are having a great Monday.
Why would you want to win games, though? Why would you not want a better draft pick at this point in the season? I think the Cowboys lose every game the rest of the way.
Oh, I don't want to lose games.
I don't know, but
you could still lose games.
The pain already sunk in. When you're 3-5, and I mean you're 11th in the draft order right now, I just want to see us go down into the top 5. But I honestly don't know what fixes the Cowboys and what fixes the Saints.
Well, I'll tell you what fixes the Saints is Darren Rizzi.
Okay, especially the coach.
You got to fight for the coach.
This is a coach that comes from the Rick Parcells tree with Sean Payton and all these great coaches, and he comes in here with that raw. I don't know why you're such a hater on Darren Rizzi, man.
I don't even know the guy. I hate the fact that everything falls on coaches right away. When you guys were freaking 2-0, scored 96 points, and you're dominating the league, everyone was high on the horse, and now. My point is sometimes you got to blame the players. I mean, how many coaches has LeBron James got fired because of his lack of play and hustle?
Ty, bring up the injuries though too, because between coaching.
Wait, no, let's hold on a second. Hold on a second. Here we go. You don't want to blame the coach, but like you just said, 2-0, best team in the league at the time, hands down statistically. You lose 7 straight games, losing to the worst franchise in the NFL right now in the Carolina Panthers, and you can't blame some of them on the coach.
But I'm sure the coach didn't change his game plan. I mean, that same game plan got you 2-0 and 96 points in 2 games. You got to blame injuries and the players at some point.
You can to an extent you can, but no one in this league cares about injuries or excuses.
I understand.
But at the end of the day, as a head coach, for you to lose 7 games, which hasn't happened in the New Orleans Saints since like the early 2000s, 7 straight games, you can't change one thing to get a win.
Ty, I'm in the same boat. The Cowboys have a $60 million quarterback, a $35 million freaking receiver, and we can't put up more than 20 points. I mean, we're in the same boat. I just think at some point you got to blame both sides. You just can't blame.
I agree with you.
Agree with the I think the team and the organization agrees with the decision. Now there's going to be noise in Carolina. They just bought Carolina a few weeks, maybe the end of the year, to fire their coach, most likely.
It's his first year. I don't know if they'll give up on him yet because I think Bryce Young's very inconsistent. I agree with you, Dad. I think that you can blame the players, you can blame the coaches, but at the end of the day, in the past 30 years, he has the worst win percentage of a minimum of 75 games with .333. And like we said, in history, statistically, he is the 3rd worst coach in history based off stats and records.
Last time he got fired, Derek Carr was his quarterback.
He's the first coach in NFL history to get fired with the same quarterback.
But let me tell you something. If you guys go out this week and you dominate and you win that game and you blow out Atlanta, whoever you're playing,
a hot Atlanta,
you can't say it. You can't say it was just Dennis Allen. You can't, because the plays, the game calling, nothing is going to change in a week. You're going to have the same offensive coordinator, same game plan, and going into this week, you don't have time to change a game plan.
You might not have the same game plan, though.
You got to say this has got to be the players' lack of hustle, lack of commitment, because they didn't like Dennis Allen.
Yeah, but that I think give it a couple games. You know, the first game they're going to be coming out hot. Because of a fight. That always happens. So I expect them to play with more focus, more energy, all of that. But they're so banged up though too. Like, I know we're going to go through our picks later on. I don't know if
they're healthy. The thing though that is what you have to look at is Dennis Allen is the defensive coordinator for the Saints, as also the head coach. It was clear today when Darren Rizzi talked about Woods is going to be calling the plays, that Dennis Allen was still calling the defensive plays. This is one of the best defenses that we've had the past 5 years. And that's what he brought to New Orleans, a hands down, amazing defensive coordinator. And you're telling me that he could not get a game plan ready for our defensive players. I mean, the Carolina Panthers beat us. Like I said, the worst.
Look at the Cowboys. 3 consecutive seasons in a regular season of 12-4 football, get to the playoffs and they lose. It's the same game plan. It's the same players. The players get to the playoffs and they choke.
Listen, at the end of the day, like I said, I agree. It's the players and the coaches. But when you have a coach that's 18 and 26, something around that line, is 3 seasons with the Saints and has had time where he's had all the talent on the field, you have to put blame on the coach. And I think Darren Rizzi, who is a raw coach, who the players quote, who the players love, I think he's going to bring a lot to this team, and I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah, but you're going to find out real quick. These 20s and 30-year-old men, they don't like rah-rah coaches. They don't like coaches in their face. You know,
that's not. They love that. They're already coming out saying they love that.
Of course, they're going to say it to the media, but you watch how fast that changes. They don't like rah-rah guys.
Hey, but I don't
come and do their stuff.
But I don't think that this ends with Dennis Allen. Like I think you trade Marshawn Lattimore. He's about to turn 30. He's a hard time staying on the field. When he's on the field, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. It will be sad to see him go, but you got to clear some cap. You have to. We're getting to that point where we have to eat the bullet. I think you trade Chase Young if you have no intention on re-signing him. Get some draft capital, and I think that you let guys go like Cam Jordan, who will be a New Orleans Saints Hall of Famer, but you can see that age is catching up to him.
But honestly,
is there a value? Is there a market? Because I want to go to you too, Chris, to find out Cowboys wise. But is there a market for Cam Jordan? I would imagine
there's probably. I mean, there is probably no market for Cam Jordan, and I don't think the Saints would do that to him because he's been so loyal to the New Orleans Saints. But there's a market for Marshawn Lattimore. There's definitely a market for Chase Young. But like I said,
I can see Saints lifers getting a good a veterans deal for them to stay there so he can retire as a Saint.
Which is what they did with him and Demario Davis. They offered them both a 2-year deal this offseason for it was cheap deal just to basically say, and Tyrann Mathieu. And it was basically say just ride off in the sunset as a New Orleans Saints.
But honestly, let me ask you this, because Ace is the only one that has a shot at the playoffs. Look, his team's golden. You and I don't want to win no more. Even if we went on a streak, I'd be so mad because at this point, I don't want to go to the playoffs for one game. And knowing that we're going to lose that game because we're not a solid team right now to mess up our draft category. I want us to lose every game. I want us to get in the top 5 to get a draft pick to fix this. We need another receiver. We need things that turn around for this team.
Ty,
I don't want to win just to get to say I went to the playoffs.
Where do you feel with that, Ty, in terms of winning? And I think who else is tradable?
I think if you can get trade capital, a decent trade capital for Chase Young and Marshawn Lattimore, and say Rizzi comes in and we start to win games, and we can say there's what 7 games left and we can win. Say we win 6 of those. I'm down for that. If I have a shot at playoffs, I've always been the kind of guy who I haven't seen a playoff game in 3 years. So if we can get a playoff game, I'd rather get it. I've never been someone that wants to just lose out. But I'm also on the other hand, I'm like, if we do start to lose another 2 to 3 games, I mean, I'm okay just rolling the dice and getting a top 5 receiver, offensive lineman, quarterback, whatever that looks like. Because we do need wide receiver help. Our 3s and 4s are starting in the games because we have injuries. Who knows what's going to happen with Chris Olave and his concussions? We need O-line help.
What about who was it? Jordan Addison's dad coming out and making tweets about freaking the quarterback, saying how open he was that Stevie Wonder could have got. You know what? I hate that shit.
That's like Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas steps up, and Michael Thomas can't even get on a team right now. I mean. And I feel that's one thing I applaud Derek Carr for is he handled it very professionally. They asked him at his press conference, like, have you seen what happened with Michael Thomas? He's calling you out all this stuff. And he straight up says, like, listen, I don't understand why this guy hates me. I try and call him when stuff like this happens. He never answers. So it's all like, like little kid stuff. Like he won't talk to his face like a man. But if you watch that play, so many people want to blame Derek Carr. Yes, he threw the ball high, but he was open. Even RG3 came out today and said that play was open. He missed him. And Xavier Howard, I believe it was, Xavier Woods, who it was, he's known to make hits like that and has taken a lot of guys out of the game. Olave, unfortunately, like Olave 2 weeks ago, it was Spencer Rattler that threw him the ball when he got a concussion. Like it wasn't even Derek Carr. Like Michael Thomas is just upset because he could never stay on the field healthy. He had an amazing time with Drew Brees, and he was a great receiver for us. But he's the Antonio Brown of the NFC. Yeah. That's literally what he is, and it's sad to see because he was such a great player for the New Orleans Saints. But I don't know which way I want to go. I'm curious and excited to see. It's a division game. It's at home. Darren Rizzi's going to fire this team up, and I want to see what happens if they go out there and they're playing good for this coach has them riled up and ready to play. I'm good to start winning some games. We've only won 2 games so far this season. I would like to win at least 4.
Browns, Rams, Giants.
Easy
And then you
schedule.
have the
Like we
Commanders
have,
coming up.
if you think about it, if we could
But-
get healthy, we have one of the league's easiest schedules. Is it a far stretch to say we could go 6-1 or 5-2? Absolutely. Do I want it to happen? I would love for it to happen.
You got the third pick in the draft right now. You're sitting at number 3. Tank, baby, tank.
You gotta love this optimism, though. It really gets to be our age, though, too, Chris. I don't. Yeah. I'm kind of with Chris now at this point, being 36, but I love this, Ty, because I think you're right. They could run off some games here.
Well, what's exciting though, like you said, Dad, what's exciting is if the Saints continue to lose, you have a new head coach, right? You're probably not going to keep Rizzi if you lose that. Maybe they will. I don't know. The Saints like to stay in the building, but you're going to draft a new quarterback. So what does that look like? They're probably not going to roll with Derek Carr. You have to sell Derek Carr to the head coach you bring in. Sanders is out there. I know Mr. Juan Morgan, he keeps talking about the Sanders family coming to New Orleans, but I don't know if I trust Sanders yet. I like the idea of Sanders being fun in New Orleans, but you have the guy from Miami, you have Carson Beck coming out, you have Ewers coming out. So like you said, it's I don't know which. I want to win games though.
You're not going to
That's what matters.
Quarterback. You're not going to draft another quarterback.
Chris, what do you do the rest of the season then with the Cowboys?
Jerry Jones, listen up. Okay, we're tanking the season. Okay, we're stuck with Dak Prescott, which they should never have signed him until after this season, because then we never would have kept him. We need another receiver. So what I'm saying is that let's tank the season. We're at the 11th pick right now in the draft. Let's get that down to the top 5. Let's trade Micah Parsons. I know everybody in Cowboy land is going to hate that. Let's trade him to the AFC side, so we don't got to see him. We'll get a first, and we'll get probably a 3rd-round pick for him. We can't afford him at $35 million a year. I'm sorry. We can't afford Dak at 60, CD at 35, and him at 35. We just can't do it. We're not going to have a winning team. So let's trade away Micah, because he's going to become a problem anyway. So let's get rid of him, get some draft capital, and turn his team around. We need another receiver.
Could you imagine Micah to the Lions?
Oh my!
Well, you don't trade him to the NFC. You trade him to the AFC. We need another receiver. That's our biggest problem. Our receivers don't get open. CeeDee Lamb's being double covered, and Dak is forced to check it down. Our rhythm is off. We have no rhythm because he's trying to force feed CD, which is killing us.
What's the big problem down there in Dallas? I didn't get to watch the game, but like, what is, if you could put your finger on the one thing?
No run game. Defensively, we're hurting. Defensively, we're hurting, but our offense from last year, if it was the same offense, should be carrying us. Yeah. We have no run game whatsoever. We run block like trash. We pass block great. We just run block like trash.
What could you have paid to keep Pollard? 10, 12 mil?
Oh, I don't know. I don't
the running back market is at a low. Like, besides Saquon getting that 20 million, I mean, you were seeing guys get 10 million, 15 million.
I didn't understand that though. Pollard and Dowdle are sufficient. You didn't like the fact that
that was dumb. That was dumb.
So dumb.
But one of the reasons they brought Zeke back is because we owed him $6 million this year anyway.
But they're not even feeding Zeke. Like, they're not even giving him the opportunities to even see what he's got.
The line's trash.
That was a previous contract. They still owed him. Yeah.
But the problem is the line's trash. Like, they're young. I shouldn't even say trash. They're young. But Tyler Guyton at left tackle is built like a tight end. He needs to get fat. They should kick Tyler Smith out the left tackle. Let this kid have a year off. Bring in someone else to play left guard and run with it, because we do better when Tyler Guyton's not in.
This situation right here would look so interesting if you didn't pay Dak yet and Trey Lance was now stepping into the arena.
I don't know if Trey Lance is the answer.
Well, nobody does. I mean, he had a little bit of a shaky preseason, but it definitely would, like, you'd tune into that game and be like, all right, is this kid going to be the future of our franchise? And we let Dak walk.
I would have tanked and went for one of these quarterbacks.
I don't necessarily think the moves you made are bad, right? Like, you keep your receiver, you got Dak. I mean, Jerry's got the money to keep Micah, but I feel like Dallas just isn't producing to Dallas level football.
The Dak family business. Chris is right. The Dak signing, you wasted your opportunity signing him last year before Daniel Jones or whatever, when you could have gotten him for peanuts compared to 55, 60 million. And now, rather than wait until the end of the year when he becomes a free agent to actually assess him after this year, they signed him right before this. Like, none of that made any sense.
We have too many injuries on defense. That's one of the bad things. But the offense, it's not clicking like last year. I love Kellen Moore's offense. I know a lot of people didn't like Kellen Moore. I liked his offense. We were always 1-2 in the rankings for the offense. We average 30 points a game. This offense just looks like it's boring high school football, like from the 80s. It doesn't even look like today's high school football. That's more exciting.
He's over there
with
the Eagles now, right?
Yeah. But I don't know what the answer is. I mean, if they fire McCarthy, who do you bring in? Bill Belichick? I mean, I don't know.
They're saying him and Mike Vrabel, one of them to the New Orleans Saints. I like a Mike Vrabel. I like Mike Vrabel.
Yes. Yeah,
we need to go out and get one of these fancy freaking offensive coordinators from college land that's going to come in here and chuck it around and blow this all up.
There's two big ones, right? You have the Texans and you have one from the Texans and one from the Lions, and they're head coach candidates already. I mean, those two guys are smart, and the Lions brought one of them back this year.
The Lions, by the way,
Jerry will mess it up.
The Lions going for it, 4th and goal or whatever on like the 7-yard line and throwing the pass to Amon-Ra for the touchdown. Like 4th and goal on the 7. You're down by like 3 already. Raining like cats and dogs out there in Green Bay. Completes it. Like he's a great coordinator. Head coach, who knows, but his play calling is tremendous.
Well,
it's wild.
Dak's going to be out for a few weeks anyway because of a hamstring, and we're going to bring in Cooper Rush, who's 5-1, so maybe he'll bring some magic. But I don't know. I at this point in the season, Michigan sucks, Dallas sucks, the Sixers suck, the Flyers suck, everything sucks.
It's a tough year. I mean, even when you look at the standings in football this year, I mean, there's only like maybe 5 teams you can truly say that they could be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The majority of them are on the NFC side, not the AFC side.
Yeah.
So
it's
Eagles,
it's a little wild.
Sorry, real quick, Chris, you mentioned it, but Eagles, Texans, Commanders,
the Lions,
and the Giants.
But it's like the Commanders are good, but like again, like, and I've always been against this, but they haven't played a tough team really that hard.
Yeah. I don't see the Commanders as nothing but a flash in the pan. They haven't. I
like Jaden Daniels though. I really do.
I don't hate players. I'm just saying they have the teams that they are supposed to beat. They're beating. The teams that they played that were tough, they couldn't beat.
I still think that the Lions are the team to beat this year in the NFC. I think that's your Super Bowl favorite. I would love to see the Lions Bills. I think if the Bills could beat the Chiefs, that's your Super Bowl right there.
I know Trinidad's gonna like that. That's not my pick though. I think the Texans are gonna be good, but they got to get healthy at receiver. Nico Collins comes back this week.
Ace, how you feeling about your Vikings, man? Your Vikings, a lot going on with your Vikings.
You can see it. He's got that red smile.
He's the only guy that's got a winning record out of us.
Victory Monday, unfortunately.
That's the first time in a long time.
3 weeks does feel like a long time.
Yeah.
You play an interesting team. You know, you play a team where Joe Flacco makes a start. They don't know if they're going to trade Anthony Richardson or not with the whole tap out. There's already a lot of talk about Sam Darnold not being the guy. And to walk us through it, I mean, they went out there and showed it.
Where to begin? I mean, for starters, the defense played outstanding. They didn't let the Colts inside the red zone, I'm pretty sure, which I don't know. I'm guessing there's a pretty high percentage. If you don't allow the team in the red zone, you're going to likely win the game. Regardless, the only touchdown they got was off the turnover on Darnold, fumbled it, picked up by Kenny Moore, I think, for the touchdown in the first half. Terrible. Like the Vikings I thought the Colts played a really good defense. The Vikings, I don't know, just first half seemed to be kind of cute with some of their play calls. They got it down to the red zone, but our freaking kicker, I don't know what happened. Apparently they said he was good enough to play, but hurt coming into the game or not 100%.
Yeah.
He ends up they're having an MRI on his knee, I think, later today, but he misses 2 kicks in the first half. Doesn't look the best. So we lose out on points, even though we're able to move the ball down the first half. Just kind of some odd third down plays that really killed us. But I mean, we should have won this game. I would have been very, very upset the way they started this season if they would have came out. They came out flat, but they still rebounded in the second half to win. 3 touchdowns by Darnold in the second half. I think he's one of two quarterbacks this year to have 2+ touchdowns, I think, in every game but one or something. So he's like that's going to be a question for us too. What
happens with JJ next year?
Yeah, what do we do with Darnold?
I'm talking about JJ McCarthy.
You got to play him. He's a first-round quarterback. You're paying him first-round money.
You could do a Jordan Love though and let him sit.
JJ to JJ is a t-shirt already, so like it just I don't know. I wouldn't mind letting him sit at least for another year and kind of doing what you said, doing what you did with Jordan Love. I mean, he's still signed after what, 8-9 games, I don't know how much money, but like 50 mil a year.
Really?
Jordan Love, yeah. So I mean, there's enough sample size, but I don't with Darnold, who knows?
Is Darnold on a 1-year deal or is that like a multi-year deal?
I thought it was 1 year and then
might be.
maybe an option, but I think it's 1 year, right, Chris?
I mean, this
I
could be
think
like
it
a
is.
Geno. This could be like a
It's
Geno
1 year,
Smith.
10 mil.
1 year, 10 mil. This could be like a Geno Smith situation. Geno Smith gets his opportunity and he shines with it. And then you bring in Sam Darnold for another. Like, do you hand him a 2-year contract or do you roll with JJ?
So I just thought Kwesi, the new GM, I think if I remember, he came from the 49ers. And if that's the case, maybe they let him walk, let him sign elsewhere like Baker and kind of do what they did with Brock Purdy. Because you can,
Yeah.
to Chris's point, with rookies, you can build your whole team around them. And then, like, of course, you're screwed when you have to pay the quarterback, but you have that couple, whatever, 2-3 year window.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
But-
think if they miss the playoffs, I think
What do you?
I think O'Connor is it O'Connor? O'Connor.
Oh, that's a great question. If they miss I was going to ask, does Darnold still get like? Don't you think he still deserves? No matter how the
I
rest.
think no matter what, you bring him back and let him compete with
You
JJ.
probably sit JJ. Probably sit him one more year.
Yeah, and I think you bring him back because say JJ goes out there and struggles or gets injured again. I mean, you have a guy that's already connected into the system and you saw it thrived already this year. Halfway through the season.
JJ McCarthy got a 4-year fully guaranteed contract worth $21.85 million. The deal
Jeez.
also includes $12.71 million signing bonus and a 5th-year option. So I mean, he's not getting killer money.
Yeah.
Ty, sorry, what were you going to ask though about?
I just think your coach likes Sam Darnold, and I think he has high praise for him. I think he's going to bring him back no matter what. I really do. I think when you have a QB that is, thriving in your system, I think you bring it back. That way, if your quarterback goes down, you have a quarterback ready to go. It's always good to have a good supplement of quarterbacks.
Yep. Yeah. But he's still young enough, honestly. Where what is it? Is it 2-3 years?
He is still young. He got drafted so early.
You know who's in trouble, right? The 49ers in trouble because they got to do something with Brock Purdy.
You got to pay him.
They're going to pay him, yeah. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of weapons that they're gonna lose next year.
Well, why? Ayuk's paid. Samuel's paid.
Yeah, but is McCarthy paid? McCaffrey paid.
McCaffrey got paid. Remember, McCaffrey got paid, and then he got the Madden cover, and now he hasn't played.
But
a
I
game
wonder.
since.
But they're gonna probably lose people on defense. Probably gonna lose people on the defensive side of the ball.
There's no way you can maintain
it.
No, you can't. Football should go to be like baseball. Freaking no salary cap. You go over a certain amount of money, you pay a luxury tax.
Yeah, now we're.
Now we'll see what Jerry Jones does.
Yeah,
Jerry Jones will give everybody $60 million a year.
Oh God, no kidding.
$60 million a year, and you get to rent a room on his yacht.
Hold up. I like that question though. If let's say the Vikings miss the playoffs, does that change Darnold? Like, does that change? It has to change. It's just.
I think the only thing that changes is, I mean, I still think you bring him back, but I think it just leaves the door open to have a competition with McCarthy next year.
They're so quick to fire coaches nowadays. I think the coach would have to make a decision. They would have to make a decision, go younger, and get. You already ran it with Sam Darnold once. Let him.
Well, you bring him back. Why would you not bring him back? You got to have a backup. You got to have a backup though.
There's plenty of cheaper backups out there.
Yeah, but would you want a cheap backup that won't win, or would you want a backup that can win in your system?
Backups aren't there to win. Backups are there to not get paid.
We have seen
sit there and look pretty on the bench and hold the football and put the mic on, do a few signs. That's all they're there for. You don't ever want to see your backup when you have a $60 million quarterback.
I agree, but you've seen time and time again in this league when your quarterback goes down and you don't have a good backup and you have all this talent on the roster.
That's the name of the game, man. Everyone knows it. When look at Miami, Tua went down. Their team went to shit. Yeah. Everyone knows it. When you lose your quarterback, who you're paying a lot of money, your season's over.
All right, hey, we got Bucks and Chiefs tonight. It's in Kansas City.
I need the Bucks to dominate. I need the Chiefs.
Bucks are looking for a win, especially with Atlanta and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins and Atlanta swagging out over there. Who we taking here? Kansas City should be about 66 degrees, a little rain, 12-mile-an-hour wind.
66. Wow.
Sounds like a running game.
God, there's so many injuries. So
I need Worthy to have 0 points for the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. I'm up by 15 in fantasy.
0. Wait, 15. Okay, that should be doable.
Well, he's got Buckner too, the kicker. So I need both of those guys to trip and slip in freaking warm-ups and sprain their ankles and go back to the bench.
So
yeah, I think Kansas City gets their first loss tonight.
I hope so. But I don't know. Tampa Bay has no weapons.
yeah,
I know
I'm
that's
not
true. I love Baker. I like Baker though.
pick Chiefs until they prove me wrong and lose. That's
Where's
what
it
I
at?
said
In
last
Kansas
week.
City?
It's in Kansas City.
Of course it is.
This just
Name
doesn't.
one primetime game that's not in Kansas City.
So this is this could be a weird line because let me just look quick. God. Oh, weird. Okay. The spread, the money line. Yeah.
Ace,
Almost
I need some parlays. You can bet now on Florida on sports. I need you to give me some parlays when we go into this so I can know
don't do this.
what I need to put down.
I would do a same game parlay touchdown for Kelsey and whoever the running Hunt. Do a same game parlay bet touchdown Kelsey, touchdown Hunt.
How much am I putting down? Am
Anytime
I putting
score.
$5 down? Am I putting 100? Like, how confident are you feeling in this?
Oh God, the weather's
10,
bad.
No more than 25. Don't
No
put
more
it.
than 25. That's a good one. I like that.
So
I
the
like
weather's
that.
bad. It's gonna be a run game. They're gonna load the box, and it's gonna be like a 6-3 score.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm taking Bucks. I'm taking an upset. I'm taking an upset tonight.
Wow.
I can't stand Kansas City. I want
so.
Kansas City to
I
win.
hope so.
I want Kansas City to lose.
I hope so. Kansas City is the luckiest undefeated team in football. I mean,
No,
they're not.
I had
flashy at all.
I had this conversation with Noah the other day. I said the Chiefs are. It's as simple as this. At the end of the day, you realize how important the QB room is when you look at a team like the Chiefs, who, all these wide receivers have left, and they always say Patrick Mahomes is going to suck this year, or Josh Allen. They lost Diggs this year, and they say he's not going to be good. When you have your elite quarterback, your star, he makes plays happen, and they win games. And that's the difference between an elite team and just a good team, is they make the plays that matter to win the game.
Absolutely.
So I'm taking the Bucks.
They got Hopkins. I think
After all that,
I think Juju's coming back too.
It's Juju's out. I just said Juju's out. They're going to get Lattimore and go to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. God.
that would.
It makes me feel like the Cowboys of the 90s, man, being so good like that and always being there.
You look at the
glory
Patriots,
days.
you look at the Patriots, and then you look at the Chiefs, and it's like, it must have been so nice to be a Patriots fan. It must be so nice to be a Chiefs fan, knowing you have a high percentage to go to the Super Bowl every year.
Dude,
Everyone
that's how it
wants
felt
that.
in the 90s, man. It was the 49ers, the Cowboys, and the Packers, man. That was it. That's all that everyone else
Hey.
was like the freaking Detroit Lions of the day.
But I was to that. I literally so Detroit. I honestly watching Detroit this year and last year, they have that sort of feel where it's like if they can keep this core together, they can go every year. I think they're my Super Bowl team right now out of the NFC. That hands down. Them and the Chiefs are the Ravens, but I think it's a little tighter in the East.
But the problem is, Ace, is you get these players, they get a taste of the freaking limelight, then they want big contracts, they block their teams on social media and take them off Instagram, and
so
next
dumb.
thing you know, the owners fold and give them $40 million a year just because they don't want to be left out.
All right, who are you taking? Bucks, Chiefs. Here we go.
I'm taking Chiefs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ace, you're rolling with the Chiefs too. All right,
Yep.
I'm the lone wolf tonight. Hey, let's go into some Week 10s to wrap up today. Week 10 picks. Thursday night game this week is the Bengals in Baltimore. Good division game. Bengals trying to fight. Remember last week I picked the Bengals. Don't sleep on the Bengals. They're going to come back and win this division.
No way.
But I think seeing how the Ravens played last week or this week, I'm going to take the Ravens. Derrick Henry, man. I mean, he's eating it.
Yeah.
He's eating it.
Ravens. Good luck stopping
I mean,
him
just
from this
put
weather.
the crown on him.
Cincinnati's like a woman, there's moody, they're up and down, they're all, this is what they
Oh,
are.
God.
One day they're good, next week they'll suck, but the Ravens are winning.
They are very. I'm not going to use the analogy you used, but they're like a roller coaster. How about?
Yeah, they're up and down.
we
Ace, who you taking here?
30 years,
Ravens.
Ace, 30 years.
Ravens. All right, we got three Ravens. Hey, we have a 9:30 a.m. game. I'll be in Colorado for these games too. I'm kind of excited. Yeah, we have
Colorado.
We have a 9:30 a.m. game. We have the
Lake,
2 and
Lakin's
7s.
gonna see some real mountains and some snow on them because it's snowing up there.
She's gonna love that.
She is gonna love it. 2 and 7
Yes.
Giants playing the 2 and 7 Panthers. I'm taking the Giants. I still think the Giants are a struggling franchise, but I think the way Jones played, and I think Malik Neighbors being out there, I just don't see anything impressive from Bryce Young. He's getting all these opportunities, and he just hasn't stretched the ball. He hasn't done enough to. I mean, he beat the Saints, but that's not saying much.
Giants also.
I'm telling you right now, the Giants have one of the best defenses in football. No one talks about it. They're stingy with the cornerbacks. If they had a better quarterback with all the weapons they have, they would be a playoff team. They would be up in the top of the NFC East when Dallas would be in the cellar. Yeah, I'm going Giants.
All right, we have, man. I know Uncle Juan's in the comments down there. He's been talking all day.
Oh, damn it! I can't see these.
My favorite comment. I have it pinned here. He said, "Chris, I like Tyler so much more than you."
That's all right. That's all right.
But listen, I hope he's feeling this pick coming here. New Orleans Saints, new coach, Rizzy's there. It's in the dome. It's a rival team against the Falcons, who are good. No better place to be like, we still got this. Taking the Saints at home, they deserve it for the fans. The fans deserve it. They need at least one more win this year, besides Dallas and the Panthers. So I'm taking the Saints.
Alvin
Kamara coming off a great game.
It's hard to lose 7 straight. It is hard to lose 7 straight. I'm going Saints.
They're losing 7 straight. They're going to lose 8 straight. The Saints are done. Just get on board with it. Enjoy it. You know, just go and watch the kickoff. And by halftime, you can go do yard work or something. Season's over.
I was changing my oil during this one. Wow, we thought the Bucs have a tough one tonight. They then go and play the San Francisco 49ers. It is a home game, but both teams struggling this year, though. Both teams currently right now are 4-4, but that will change because the Bucs played tonight. I don't know. I'm going to roll with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think after the bye, they're going to get McCaffrey.
That's a bad division.
Hey, they said McCaffrey might make his debut week 10, and this is week 10.
They're going to get healthy at the right time. That's a bad division. They have plenty of time to get to where they need to be. Yeah. They're going to win that division too.
We have the Bills going to Indianapolis Colts. Bills Super Bowl favorites for me. I'm taking the Bills.
Hey Juan, look at that sign right there.
Bills.
he took the Falcons.
I'm gonna put tape over that S. He knows the good days of the Aints.
The Aints, man. I'm feeling this is the worst ever.
It's hard to pick the Saints with all those banged up dudes, but whatever.
Look, if I knew Juan was watching, I would have got one of those paper bags because he remembers the day of the paper bags with the tears on them and everything. He knows those days. Bless you, boys. He knows those.
All right, Ace took the Bills. I took the Bills.
Chris,
definitely Bills, man.
Yeah,
Bills.
definitely
Bills are one of the best teams in football.
Hey, we got the 5-4 Broncos playing the 7-0 Chiefs. Good division game. I love a good Broncos Chiefs game. Taking Chiefs though. I think Sean Payton's got something cooking over there with Bo Nix, but I just don't think that they're ready enough to beat the Chiefs. Denver? No, it's in Kansas City.
Yeah,
I got Chiefs. But Denver always beats them one game out of the year.
I know. That's why it's always hard to pick against Denver.
They'll beat them in Denver.
That's like the Lions on Thanksgiving, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Patriots and Bears. Drake May, he's showing what he's got. Bears falling. They're falling. They started off hot. I think the Bears get back at this game though.
I'm taking the Bears because this is their last game before they play a division game. So this is going to be their last win for a while.
Yeah.
I got to go Bears. A part of me was like Patriots. Why not? But no, I think Bears. Patriots are playing another good defense. They just played the Titans.
Yeah.
It could get ugly. We'll see.
This is a good game. I really want to watch this game. You got Russell Wilson, the Steelers, who went off last week playing the Commanders, 7-2 versus 6-2. It's in Washington. I think this is Washington's real first opponent. That's a good opponent.
No, they lost to the Ravens. They lost to Tampa Bay when they were healthy.
I'm taking the Steelers.
I'm taking the Commanders.
Commanders rolling away with the East, baby.
That's going to be a great. I got to go Commander. Wait, no.
You don't got to switch because of tie.
Russell Wilson's starting, right?
Yeah.
You know what?
Let's ride.
Yep. Steelers, let's ride.
Steelers
get it done somehow.
Ace, your Vikings 6-2 playing the 2-7 Jags. This is my hot take of the week. I'm taking the Jags, unfortunately, Ace.
Good. I didn't want all of us on the Vikings anyways. It might have.
I just think.
Thank you.
I think you saw a little something against the Eagles. They came back. You show that Trevor Lawrence can play. I just don't know why the Jags suck so bad.
Sirianni's an idiot. Sirianni is an idiot, or whoever is making them go for these 4th down calls when they're up by whatever.
Yeah,
you're idiots and run the freaking ball. I say that because KOC will not make that same mistake.
You take it, Dad.
I'm going Vikings.
Yeah, 2 Vikings, 1 Jags. I had a mixed up base. I had to.
Trevor Lawrence is a joke.
No. Please take the Jags.
Hey, you got 2-6 Titans playing the 5-3 Chargers. I'm proud of Jim. That's one thing I'm happy about this year.
Best defense in football, baby.
Yeah, I'm picking the Chargers. It's in LA. I'm picking them.
They might get Boza back. I mean, Boza, he's another freaking Mike Trout. Always out every year.
He's always out, man.
Sitting up in the luxury box as well. Spends more time in the luxury box than on the field. But the Chargers, their defense is rolling. Their offense is getting a little better.
Chris plays flashlight tag.
You used to too.
Chargers. I like the Chargers.
We got 3 Chargers here. We got Eagles are playing the Cowboys.
Juan, you wear Velcro shoes.
I love that. How am I blind to these comments, or maybe it's because I have full screen?
I can't see them either. I don't want to see them.
Hey, Cowboys playing the Eagles in Dallas. Have you guys played the Eagles yet this year?
Nope. Eagles are winning. Eagles are.
I'm taking the Eagles. I mean, unless Trey Lance pulls something.
Look, I'm a true fan. I don't sit back and hope for miracles. I'm telling
you,
we suck.
I'm sorry. I love my
We're
team.
Done. We're stuck. Number 1 pick, baby.
Ace, who you taking? You taking 3 Eagles here?
God, reading these comments is pretty hilarious. Yep. Eagles, because Dak ain't playing. Is CD? We didn't even talk about CD.
He's hurt too, but he's playing.
It looks like a separated shoulder or something. The way he was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
He separated his shoulder, reaching back for his wallet.
Hey, we got the 3-6 Jets playing the 5-4 Cardinals. Did you guys? I watched that Wilson catch live. That was absolutely insane of a catch. I'm still taking the Cardinals though, man. The Jets do not impress me whatsoever. It was a good win though. They beat the Texans.
You know what? Jets found something. Same with the Niners. I think they're gonna win.
You got the Jets, all right. We got Cardinals, Jets.
I'm going Jets. I picked the Jets to win that division, so I'm going Jets.
Hey, this next one's gonna be a hard one to pick. 7-1 Lions versus 6-3 Texans.
You know,
I want to say Texans, man, but I still believe that the league runs through the Lions. Not even the NFC.
Detroit.
The league, man.
I'm with Ty on this.
You see the picture of Aaron Glenn sitting there with his paper calling the plays, and the lenses of his glasses are like fogging up because it was so cold. Who you taking, Dad? Who'd you take?
I took Lions.
Lions, 3 Lions. All right, last one here: the 2-6 Dolphins versus the 4-4 Rams. I think Tua gets back on page here. I mean, you gotta hope you get a win here. I mean, all that talent in the world.
I like the Texans, Juan, but they have too many injuries.
Do you think
I like Dolphins?
Who's the Dolphins coach? What's his name?
Daniels, Mike Daniels, whatever.
Yeah, you think he's on the hot seat?
No. How could you be on a hot seat when your freaking quarterback had a concussion again? They
Yeah.
showed the last 2 weeks what they can do.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I got the Dolphins.
Yeah. Dolphins. Yep.
Dolphins.
Same Dolphins.
Yeah,
I like
Dolphins.
them coming back. They need a victory.
I can't focus because of Juan. He's banned from the show.
Well, it's about to kick off for Monday Night Football. We got our Week 10 picks in. Saints going to the Super Bowl, maybe.
The schedule. We all think the schedule is a schedule.
The Saints are a couple of years from having a championship team. It's unfortunate.
You need to take your
Vikings,
next vacation
baby.
and go see Juan, and you, Juan, and Sean can all have
The only thing I want,
Juan, put your money on the Vikings this year.
What I wanted to say, last thing I wanted to say about the Saints is the Breeze and Peyton era is over, and you need to let it go in the rearview mirror and start new. Stop trying to hold on to it. They retired. They were great. We loved it. Go play Saints football. Make a new team. You got to get young. Let's go win some games. Who dat for life, baby.
I'm getting a shirt. I still live in the 90s. Go Cowboys.
Goal.
Jerry Jones needs to go on a cruise, a one-way cruise, and just go and not come back.
Not come back. Well, we hope you all enjoy this. We love going live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. We weren't able to go live on Twitter because we're not premium yet.
Oh,
But this will be up on Spotify, on YouTube, on all the platforms you can also watch if you didn't see it live. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoy this. We'll see you next time.